It's been a long day of very hard work. Been crawling around on my back in the sticks and mud, but most of the vapor barrier is fixed. Some of the insulation was actually salvageable. That stuff's not, obviously. It got rained directly on. The stuff that was under the plywood is mostly good. Got a little more vapor barrier to fix in the morning, but I'm about 3/4 of the way done with sheeting the floor now. It was a setback, but by God, it wasn't a showstopper. Welcome back to our channel. We're back at it again. We got the mess and chaos and destruction cleaned up. And we got plywood down yesterday, got plastic over the top of it. We didn't film any of that. It kept raining off and on, and we kept having to change course, so it would not have made an entertaining video at all. So the end result is we got all the insulation done, all the plywood done. It's not screwed all the way down yet, but at least all the critical points are screwed down so it won't warp and move. And we got plastic over it so that if it rains, it doesn't get effed up again. So today we're building walls, and we're gonna get at least a couple of walls stood up and braced today. So let's get into it. We're using this thing. This one doesn't have a brand name. I bought it off Amazon. It's a stud spacer, I guess would be the right term for it. There's a name brand, I can't remember what it is, but it eliminates the need for measuring and marking your studs. It's got, for whatever reason, 12 16 and 24-inch centers. You just pop it on there, shoot your screws, or drive your nails. If you're a nail kind of person, I like to screw. And then move to the next one, move to the next one. You don't have to measure anything. So I'm not sure how I feel about it. We're gonna learn today whether this thing is worth the 39 or 49 bucks I paid for it. If it works, we'll put a link in the description for you. So let's see what it does. So a couple of updates. This thing sucks. Maybe try the name brand one, but this one does not put 16-inch centers on 16-inch centers. It puts them on 15 and 7/8. Got 3 studs in, decided to double check myself. I'm like, I'm off layout. Can't be off layout. I'm using this tool that makes that impossible. Except the tool's made wrong, because in China, they don't use inches. Also, it's real effing hot and real humid out here. I don't know what the temp is. I have no internet here, but it's friggin' hot. And I guess the third thing is I'm laying this out. Let me switch cameras. I'm laying this 40-foot wall out as one 40-foot long wall, but obviously there aren't 40-foot 2x4s. So I'm building it with the bottom plate in 8-foot sections, and then I'm patching it together. And then once I got it all laid out, I pulled the screws back out of the bottom side and pulled the screws out of one end of the top side so that we can stand it up in 8-foot sections, because Britt and I are not going to be standing up a 40-foot long, 8-foot tall wall by ourselves without breaking it or us. The inaugural standing of the first wall of our new cabin. So here we go. you know, carry it down to where it's at. We've come to the end of another long, hot, hard-working weekend. We got one long wall stood up. That wall is 40 feet long. Had a few issues, all due to my screw-ups, missing stuff, and not paying attention as well as I should have been. But we got it all straightened back out. The beauty of using screws is you can take stuff right back apart real easily and move it around if you screw up, which I did. So we did. I just got done putting the second top plate on it. You can see I left a 3.5 inch gap so that the top plate, second top plate on the short walls can tie into that. The second top plate I put on after the wall was stood, simply because I wanted those joints to be staggered and tie the entire wall together. As I said earlier, I built it in 8-foot sections so that we could stand it up easier, being there's just two of us. And then once we stood it up, I started with a scrap at one end to stagger the joints, and then went with, you know, more 8-footers to have staggered joints in the top plate all the way down to stiffen the wall up. We've got gussets down to the steel frame on the ends, and then one out onto the ground in the center. So it's not going anywhere. All in all, I think we had a good weekend. We could have gotten more done if I hadn't made a couple of mistakes on the framing that cost us some time, but it is what it is. That's part of working, is making mistakes and learning from them. But we got it done. Got all the damage from the storm last weekend cleaned up, all the plywood down, covered up with plastic, and one long, busy wall squared away. We do have the blocking to put in, which we'll do next weekend. We just kind of ran out of time. But ultimately, it's a good weekend. We got a lot done. Britt's over there cleaning up our mess, and all our lumber's stacked up. We're about to tarp everything off so that if we have another 0% chance of rain that results in puddles everywhere, we won't damage any more material. So that's all we have for this week. Hopefully next week we'll get a couple more, or maybe all the walls framed. So until next time, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and give us a comment if there's any details you'd like to see, any questions you have, anything like that. Give us a shout. We love to hear from our viewers. So we'll see you next time.